Okay, we've got our top three finishers for today's Supersport race here at Ridge Motorsports Park. Our winner, Matthew Skoltz, second place, PJ Jacobson, and third place, Kayla Yakov. We'll get started with Kayla. First, dry weather, kind of, Supersport race. You ran with the big boys, and there was a lot of them, 7, 8 at a time, and you just picked your way through until you got to third, and here you are. How does this one rank with the last one?
I count this one for sure. I mean, you count every podium you have, but it was dry from the beginning. It was just spurting water, and it was sketchy because you're thinking about it, but if you're not thinking about it, it doesn't really make a difference. The race was really good. I for sure count this as a podium, and with the stacked field, I mean, I'm looking at 2 Superbike guys, so that's pretty amazing, and finally getting this bike to work for me and understanding what it needs. So it was good.
Are you to the point now with it that you're comfortable enough to just make little changes?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even in Q2 this morning, we made a very minor change overnight, and it helped a lot. At the beginning, it felt like we were behind every single Friday, having to make huge geometry changes. And we're at the point now where it's small things here and there, and I think it's really just the fact that I ride a lot different than my teammates and a lot of the other guys, so they had to kind of get used to that. And I'm also still learning, so my riding style changes a lot because I'm trying to, ride the thing like a super bike. So but it's fun. I really enjoy this team. They work so hard, and obviously the work's paid off.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Second place today, PJ Jacobson. Second today, still podium is in every races. That's 9 races in a row where you've been standing on the podium. So congratulations for that. Well, how difficult were the conditions?
They definitely got really difficult. I feel like I was sitting in the beginning of the race behind Tyler, and then Schultz came by, and then I rubbed him a little bit there, but it was but it was I was like behind him, and he had a little bit of a gap, but I felt like comfortable sitting there and was like kind of thinking like, oh hey, at the end of the race it's gonna be me and him in a dogfight again, but as my tires started going off and it started, I don't know if it was raining more, but it got really, really sketchy, and then I had this little girl behind me just catching me, and I'm feeling comfortable, and then I look back and I'm like, Kayla's right there. And I'm like, guys, give team orders here or something, come on. Like, she's got to stay behind me, So I was like super worried. And then it was pushing me again to try to catch Matthew. And then I looked back again and she was kind of off of me. And I was like, all right, we're good. But no, she was riding so good. So it was a really difficult race. But the conditions like that, I really don't really like conditions like that, because especially when the tire goes off and it's raining, it's not really a good situation. So it's good that we're all up here, and we all had a good race.
Do you think if she is close enough, she'd have a go?
Oh yeah, for sure. Exactly. I think. Yeah, exactly. There's bets going on, so I feel like if she was close enough in the braking zone, there would be there's no team orders or anything. She would definitely just go for it, and it was good though. I'm really happy for her and stuff. So it's great for the whole Rahal Ducati Moto team. It's really good, and then to see her up here on the podium, she's been working super hard all year so far. So it's really good, and the team should be really happy for her performance today.
Awesome, thank you. Our winner today, Matthew Skoltz. It's his 5th win and 3rd in a row, and he's now leading the championship by 3 points. That's the first time you've led the championship all season. How do you feel about today? I mean, was it tricky for you? You'd like to get out front, and you did.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. Obviously, my start sucked as usual. Keller cut me off good. It was crazy. I think her and Corey touched, and I kind of got bogged down a little bit. But yeah, made my way up to 3rd or 2nd, following PJ and Tyler. I felt comfortable. I think we were doing 44.8 by then, and I was like, man, this feels slow, guys. Come on, Then I got up to 1st, and I was doing 44.5s, and I was riding over my head. I was almost high-siding, coming out of corners, losing the front, and it was just a difficult race because I think that when you followed somebody, it felt comfortable doing it, but when you got to the front, you couldn't really know how much harder you could push. And when it spits like that, you lose grip extremely quickly. You don't really feel what the bike's doing. I don't have enough torque to kind of keep the rear tire, like spinning, coming out of the corners. So once I lose it, it goes really, really quick. And, I had a pretty decent moment twice, I think at 13 it is, at the top of the hill. But then, I just kind of settled into a pace and was doing a high 44, low 45s, which is a lot slower than we have been going. But overall, I was getting worried with about 7 laps to go that it was only 0.3 of a gap. So I was kind of thinking maybe I should let PJ pass me and we would just battle out in the final lap. But then I think with maybe 5 laps ago, I started picking up the pace and opened it up to a second gap. And I kind of knew that it was my race to lose it from there. But overall, just looking forward to having a fully dry race tomorrow and doing 42s, 43s, what we should be doing, not like nearly crashing, doing 46s out there. So that was a sketchy one, but obviously happy to take the championship lead. I think that the team have been working hard and they deserve this right now.
So that was your first opportunity to race with Kayla. She goes pretty good, huh?
She's got balls, yeah.
All right, any questions?
Yeah, one for Matthew. So Matthew, this is a little tricky, but when you're in the lead, it's kind of incumbent on you to sort of decide, is this spraying too much? Obviously, it didn't get to that point, but did that cross your mind, like, I'm going to have to be the one to put my hand up or whatever if this gets any worse?
Well, I learned from Barber back in 2020 that it doesn't really matter. So at this point, I'm just going to ride until I crash, I guess. So it is what it is.
Kayla, on the podium, they were talking to you about this being an emotional finish, but I didn't quite hear what you had to say. Why is this an emotional finish for you?
It's emotional for a lot of reasons. I mean, I'm really hard on myself. So like the first few rounds, I was really just beating myself up. And I wasn't really feeling like I've never felt pressure from my team to perform, never really from anyone. It was just from me. And I had been in a spot at Atlanta to possibly be on the podium in the wet and, just struggled in qualifying, was just struggling a lot in the beginning. And now we're finally getting to that spot where I feel comfortable and I feel comfortable being close to the front. And we even saw that in qualifying, like less than half a second from pole is not a lot of time, and we're getting there. But yeah, it's emotional because I think, I'm starting to shut a lot of people up. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing it. And I'm not just the girl racer out there. I'm going out there and I'm going to go try to win. So, yeah.